Go
I'm
ahead, sir.
curious what you thought about the announcement of Garrett Crochet being your opening day starter, considering he's never started a major league game. He's not pitched more than 70. He's pitched 73 innings in his entire major league career. So
Roger.
you you
Roger
you
that.
brought up you brought up the history of it. 123 years in the making.
Yeah. So thank you, Chris Kampka, for posting this on Twitter because he is the stat master. But in
He is.
1901, Roy Patterson for the White Sox made his MLB debut as a starter. So that's the last time this has ever happened in White Sox history. I'm not sure if it's even happened in baseball history.
Do you realize that I don't think Kampka pointed this out, but that's also the first major league game of the Chicago White Sox.
Yes,
That
that's
was
what
their
that
first. That
that was
was their
gonna.
first major league game.
Yeah. So the technicality on this one is the American League was only considered a minor league system up until
In 1900.
1901. So
Yep.
Roy Patterson was the opening day starter for the minor league White Sox in the 1900. So I don't know. Maybe this has really never happened.
I just love that it's
Yeah.
happening this opening day, and it happened your inaugural opening day as well. So a
Yes.
lot of history there.
To answer your
Very
question,
different
though,
circumstances.
yes, to answer your question, though, to be honest with what I'm expecting out of this White Sox season, I say, why not? It's not like this is we're throwing Garrett Crochet out there and we're like, fuck, how's this going to affect our playoff hopes? It's not, because there are no playoff hopes.
Right.
I say rip off the Band-Aid. Let's see what this kid's got. He's always been slotted to be a starter. Give him the vote of confidence and see what his, let's see what his nerves are. And opening day starts, for young pitchers are like a bit of a nervy thing. It's like almost like a playoff game for him. So let's see what he's got. I mean, his spring training, which we all know means dick, has been phenomenal. So hasn't allowed to run. So,
I think he'll be extremely effective, but I go back to the point like
how
he's not going
long?
to be able to
Yeah.
pitch. Yeah, he's not going to be able to pitch many innings. He pitched 12 innings last year. He pitched 73 in his entire career. He's pitched in his consecutive innings. He's only pitched 3 consecutive innings once in his career, or maybe that's the most he's ever pitched. 3 consecutive innings. So you've got to ramp up. You've got to build up innings. You look at an innings total. There's got to be some kind of innings limit or pitch limit on him going forward. I would just randomly think maybe 100 innings is their goal to get him this year. If he gets 35 starts, that's averaging less than 3 innings per start. So that's why I think maybe if that's their what they're thinking of doing, he's an opener essentially. They're going to have him throw a couple innings as deep as he can go, maybe once through the lineup, and then build on that. I just think you'd have to shut him down early in the season if he starts building up too many innings, because you can't expect a guy to go from 0 to 180 innings that a current day starter does in a season, even as low as that is in relative to previous years. I think to think he's going to be a regular starter is just not. It's not going to be the case, just because any human couldn't handle that ramp up of workload.
Yeah. I mean,
I think this might be a development year. Like
Mhm.
they use this year to get him to become a real starter next year.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of the idea of getting him into the idea of starting and getting him used to that role versus coming out of the bullpen, I think it worked out well for the White Sox because you've got a guy like Kopech who does not seem to be able to make it as a starter, but sure can be effective when he just lets it loose for an inning or two, and isn't worried about like stressing out his arm. So perhaps it's Crochet for 3 innings on opening day. Kopech comes in and pitches 2. So you're through 5 there, and then you turn it over to your bullpen, which a lot of starters only go 5 innings.
Word Hole Media.